Hey, YouTube. Well, I'm wanting so desperately to believe in Jussie Smollett. I want to believe he's telling the truth. I'm choosing to still stick with his story. Well, not his story. Let me break this down. Okay, so the current news is Jussie Smollett, he just came out with the interview on Good Morning America. That was just yesterday, right? So by evening time, they were saying now that they have these people who are Nigerians in custody. First, they said that they were detained. Now, this morning, they said they're in custody. Two Nigerian gentlemen who were in Nigeria. This is getting so complicated and so hard to call. So we're going to reserve any judgment until the case is done. I figure it's so complicated. Now they're saying that these guys are from Nigeria. They are black. So now I'm trying to figure out. A ski mask does cover the whole face, right? But it doesn't cover around the eyes. Unless they had ski masks and sunglasses. I don't know how you cannot tell if they were black. And it shows you some mouth. It's strange. Because the original claim was these were racist people saying things about calling people F words and N words and all this kind of thing. But wouldn't a Nigerian have accent? One of them have an accent of some sort, coupled with the black eyes around the eyes, you can tell what color the person is. And I'm not jumping off. I'm not jumping on the other side. I'm still believe that something happened to Jussie Smollett. Okay, but if they wouldn't have an accent, then would they sound like black people? I mean, there are certain things about black people and white people that would just sound different. These very educated black men, I know we don't all sound like hood. But are they the types to be walking around with ski masks on? I mean, if their voice sounds like white races, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. They would either sound Nigerian, they're from Nigeria, or they would sound black. To me, granted, it could have happened very fast, but those things coupled together, the eyes, and why would they choose this story with this noose? Because they would have to have that on them, right? A noose and it's bleached. Now, as I say, the story is complicated. And also, the police originally said that these were two homeless people. Okay, since when do homeless people have money for tickets to Nigeria? They broke in the house, their house. They said they raided their apartment, so I guess they lived together. Two grown men. So I don't know if it means were these gay men. And the main thing is they're saying that at least one of these guys worked as an extra or bit player on Empire. That does not sound good, Jess. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it does not sound good. So I don't know. But there's a connection between the assailants and him personally. Don't sound quite right. But as a sidebar, I will say this. Usually when they find these people, these rappers who have been robbed, ski mask and all that, isn't like 80% of them are people that they know, set them up. So, if you're coveting something, that means you're around it first, right? So by him just being an extra on Empire, that doesn't necessarily mean they know each other. But this story is changing every few hours. So I'm just trying to keep you updated. I mean, you have plenty of sources to stay updated. But we're kind of following your story. I am praying that this boy is not lying. Not only because I don't want to be proven wrong, because I don't care about that. That's a day story. But nobody likes to be wrong. But for this child's career, I would hope that he would not throw his career away on some ridiculous hoax. So they said they can identify a person by their face recognition. How are they getting face recognition out of somebody with a hood on, ski mask over their face? Are they trying to tell us that they have such technology that they could zero in on the pupils and the eyes and identify by the eyes or the retina? That's strange. So why are we getting all these strange stories? So we're just gonna have to wait. We can still talk about it, but we're gonna have to wait as this case develops. Because to say that you identify these people by face recognition. Now, when Jussie was interviewed, he said that those were the two guys. Now I don't know what he was going by. Was he going by the clothing? He didn't say he'd ever described the clothing, at least not to us. So how was he so sure those were two guys? We don't know. The plot thickens, but I'm hoping this child is not going to throw his career away behind some bullshit like this. They're saying that he was going to be written off of Empire. Which frankly, it wouldn't surprise me that they're doing some major shakeups at Empire, because the show has gotten kind of lame in the last couple of years. But he would do this just to get some publicity, so he would be chosen to stay on the show. We don't know. Does anybody say they do know? They're lying. I'm sure there's different speculation around the police station. But we don't know what they're holding back. They're trickling the story to us. If nothing else, he's getting a lot of publicity for it. But I still believe somebody hit that boy in his face. And it's possible, I guess, that something happened where he got beat up, he got jumped on by somebody. And then they kind of threw a story together behind that. Say, well, maybe this is an opportunity. Maybe he was being considered to leave the show. Let's because the manager was on the phone. The manager could come up with a story. Here's how we're going to spin this. Because the manager wouldn't show his phone either. He wouldn't give up his phone. Jussie wouldn't give up his phone. They have identified that they talked. But we don't know what they said to each other. So if this was some story they concocted to cover up the fact that this guy just been jumped on, it'll be interesting to find out. Anyway, so happy Friday, people. Listen, I'm not trying to be high tech or anything with this new little background thing I got going. But what happened was, since I have no light in my apartment while it's under construction, if I turn all the lights on, even though it's the middle of the daytime now, and I open the windows and all this, but I still have to use this ring light, right? So the ring light and the natural light, the bad natural light, a lamp light, makes me blue. The only way to have any color in my face is if just have this one light. Okay, that's my explanation. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. It seems to work. I kind of like it, actually. All right, people. Happy Friday. We'll continue to follow the story. Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet.